Doing a quick review of my new DJI Smart Controller. Nice bit of kit, as you can see. It's a bit cold in the UK today, so I've had a quick fly about. It's not been too bad. I've had to have a return to home signal activated, but that was due to me messing about with some settings on the DJI goggles. So I think that was the issue there. As you can see, nice clear image on the screen. Drone's just up there. Just been having a fly about. It's getting a bit dingy now. But yeah, image is obviously still nice and bright. Probably the best part about it is that nice bright image. Controller is nice in the hands to hold. Settings are really easy to find and navigate, just as per the DJI app. Buttons all in the same locations, it's all familiar. No major issues really. Signal strength, I would say, is about the same as a standard controller, even when you adjust the aerials. I was expecting it, to be honest, to be probably slightly better, with obviously with the aerials being able to move about. But other than that, not a great problem. I've had a few low signal warnings at about 1,000 meters, which is obviously nearly a kilometre. So yeah, that's got to be expected. If you're in a built-up area, you're probably looking around the 600 metre mark, and then you'll start getting some low signal warnings coming up on the screen. I think you need to sort of, like, when you fly, adjust to your environment. If you know you're in a built-up area, then obviously allow for a few hundred metres less due to other signal factors in the area. If you've got a nice open space, then you could probably push it to a kilometre. But as usual, obviously line of sight is best policy really. One thing I think I've noticed is the yaw on the stick is slightly different. As you can see from the image, when I start to move the stick, it's not really wanting to move, and then it will start to move slowly. If you want it to speed up, just crank it right over it, then obviously adjusts and gives you the full yaw. So that's probably a nice little feature, that it only pans slowly, and then if you wanted to whack it up, crank it straight over and that will go all the way around. So yeah, it's probably a new feature on that. I've not really noticed that on the standard controller. So yeah, it's probably a good thing really. Another little thing with the weight of the controller, may be ideal to get yourself some sort of heavy duty wrist strap, because if this thing drops on the floor when you're out, that's going to be the end of the screen, possibly the end of the controller. Although some people are probably prone to dropping things, some people are not. But it's probably just the best thing to have some sort of protection on there. If you want to make one, I just found an old GoPro strap that I had in one of my kit bags of GoPro parts. Need a 4mm screw, cut a hole through the strap and then screw it up tight. Job's done. Peace of mind really. Obviously with the price of this controller, you don't want to be dropping it after 5 minutes and having to send it back to DJI for which I would expect would be a very expensive repair if you need to put a new Crystal Sky screen in it. So obviously, as you've not got the display panel here anymore, you're not really fully aware of your battery percentage. Obviously you've got these flashing lights here, just an indication really, but what I did notice was if you touch the green bar here, just the top, you can scroll down and it will tell you in the settings there, aircraft battery, and then you've got the remote battery just there, which is showing at 50%. So that's a quick way of seeing how much percentage you've got left in your battery if it's getting a bit low. Ideally, if you're going to go down to one light, perhaps you want to keep an eye on that only flying in emergency, but that's down to own personal preference. Well, so that's a little afternoon's flying today, just to check out the controller. Yeah, I'm generally very pleased with it. Obviously, no doubt with DJI stuff, there's going to be a few more updates, little bits and bobs to do. There's no Android app on there like the App Store, so to find and get other apps on there is going to be a bit of a struggle. I did install a couple the other day, however they didn't work properly, so I just deleted them off. Hopefully DJI will address that. So as you can see, it is a nice controller. It is really nice to hold in the hands, nothing uncomfortable about it. It's slightly more comfortable than the original setup. If you're looking at getting a brighter screen, perhaps the iPad's not as good for you. I've had iPad minis, and to be honest, it makes the controller unbalanced, and then obviously if you was to drop that setup, it's going to be quite expensive and probably break everything when you drop it. This is also handy if you want to do a quick flight, where you can just pull everything out, turn your controller on, turn your Mavic on, and be up and ready and gone in about 30 seconds if you need to get a quick flight somewhere without having to mess about putting phones in controllers, putting a bracket on for this, that and the other. Obviously ideal if you're going to set up for the day somewhere and do that, but each to their own. I'm personally happy with it. I will, however, keep my original controller just in case anything happens to the smart controller, or when the new Mavic 3 comes out, I've still got a controller to sell with it. I know there's a lot of people selling their controllers. I think they're going to have an issue when they come to sell their Mavic on, because obviously they won't have a controller, and now they're going to really want to let their smart controller go with it. Possibly not. So that's a little quick review I've done today. It's my first ever review on these little gadgets and stuff, so hopefully it gives you a little bit more insight into the controller. No doubt, like I say, people are going to want this controller, people are not going to want it. I personally wanted it. I like the idea of the crystal sky screen. It's obviously going to be nice on a bright sunny day, which is what we always seem to struggle with on phone screens. So yeah, and it's a nice little compact unit, easy to set up and fly, which is what everybody needs. Thanks, bye.